What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk hints at a huge purse demand. Wow. Oleksandr Usyk is considered by many to be the dark horse of the heavyweight division in boxing. While many have pointed out his lack of size as a slight disadvantage, former undisputed cruiserweight champion Usyk, which is 18-0 with 13 KOs, boasts a sky-high fight IQ with plenty of experience to boot, and will present a challenge to any fighter he faces. A decorated amateur boxer, the savvy veteran dispatched Chaz Witherspoon as well as Derek Chisora. However, he said that, "Hi, Eddie, I want money. More money," he said in a video posted online. "It's your turn, Eddie." While he is still holding out hope that a fight can be salvaged by August 14th in Saudi Arabia, Hearn has given Fury's team until the end of the week to sort out their dispute with Wilder. If it isn't feasible, Hearn appears to have accepted the fact that he may be forced to give in to Usyk's demand. He says, I've been focusing on plan A. The only fight we had on our mind was Tyson Fury," Hearn said. "We hope that it can still take place August 14th. The game changed last night where we have the plan B in place and probably plan C as well. We have a couple different options of many of one that springs to mind immediately is the WBO mandatory Oleksandr Usyk. They have been quite patient, and I think really we are in a situation where if Team Fury does get themselves together, get their act together by the end of the week, we'll have no other option but to look for an alternative fight." Well, Oleksandr Usyk wants more money. He does, and the fact is, does he deserve more money? I think in business, I think that doesn't really matter. If deserved had anything to do with it, let's factor in this. How much money is he talking about? Is he talking about 10 million? Is he talking about 15 million? Is he talking about 8 million? Is he talking about 5 million? I mean, what type of money is he talking about? Because here I'm not seeing what Usyk is demanding. Okay, so this article is not really, I'll leave the link in the description, let you guys check it out, but it's not really leading to anything. He doesn't have a dollar figure on it. He just says, "Hey, I want more money," he said in a video posted online. So, I think that Anthony Joshua should fight Oleksandr Usyk based on the normal protocol of how a champion conducts himself. Okay. He was the mandatory before Joyce. I think the Joyce fight should be, unfortunately, I think Joe Joyce should fight somebody else. I always thought that was kind of fishy also when Oleksandr Usyk had to fight Joe Joyce in order for Anthony Joshua to fight an undisputed fight. I always thought that. But Oleksandr Usyk, if you're in his position now, you're like, okay, you guys have put me on the back burner, use my sanctioning body to throw another guy in my face, which I beat already. You want me to fight this guy before earning this right already prior to earning this right. You want me to fight someone else because you're fighting someone else. You know what I mean? It could be, a good tune-up fight or a good, a revenge or a redo by Oleksandr Usyk and Joe Joyce, but never an obligation. Okay, this was an obligation that they made Oleksandr Usyk do. And if I was Usyk, I would be fighting for that because I'm like, no, I don't want to wait. Kubrat Pulev ass didn't have to wait, so why should I? You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, that's also a conversation that Oleksandr Usyk needs to do or have with Paco Valcárcel, okay, which is the president of the WBO. So he's the one that's supposed to regulate the rules and the regulations of what goes on with the WBO. And obviously, they're not as strict as the IBF. Honestly, I wish the IBF was the only sanctioning body around because they do not mess around. Period. They will strip you if you give them any type of resistance or you're not doing what you say you're going to do. Okay. The WBO granted Oleksandr Usyk the right to fight for the mandatory, okay, for the WBO. Anthony Joshua owns the WBO. He's the champion amongst other champion sanctioning body belts, but he is the WBO champion. Well, what that matters is it's automatically a fight. If Usyk wins, he becomes the unified heavyweight champion because Anthony Joshua has 3 of the 4 major belts, and he actually has 5. I mean, 4. So, including the IBO, which he still has sanctioning, pays sanctioning fees too. So, needless to say, I think at the end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk, should be entitled for that money because he's been patient. It's because he did throw another fighter was thrown at him because of the fighter that he was already obligated to fight. So it just depends on how much money Oleksandr Usyk is asking for. He wanted 93% of the fight purse with Joe Joyce. So really, those negotiations weren't really going well or going like they should, but they were on hold anyway because nobody was wondering or knew what was going to happen with Joshua Fury. Now we know, okay? So we know what's going to happen, and that's a whole different video because of that. So Oleksandr Usyk, I think that he deserves a nice hefty fight purse. Why not? I mean, people look at Anthony Joshua as a ATM anyway. Jackpot, lottery, you name it. That's what they look at AJ for. AJ is that money guy. Okay, everybody wants to fight AJ or Canelo, depends on what size you are in the fighting boxing world, right? And Oleksandr Usyk is no exception. He's not. He's no exception because, he's that guy. How many fighters have you seen him duck? How many fighters have you seen him avoid? How many fighters sign that dotted line quickly? Okay, that's Oleksandr Usyk. So you have to give him props. He wants to take on the best, and he doesn't want any politics that gets in his way like before, and he wants to be compensated for it. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Depends on what type of money he's asking for. Again, I don't know that, right? I have to know that to really make that distinction. However, I do think that Oleksandr Usyk is entitled and should ask for money. Everybody else is doing it. Right? So why not him? But I think, it should be a certain cap of money reasonable for Oleksandr Usyk. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Oleksandr Usyk demanding more money or a higher purse to take on the unified heavyweight champion 2 times, Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.